Hey scholars! Welcome to Mathora. I'm Miss B and you'll be learning with me. Today, we're going to learn how to multiply decimals. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to multiply decimals accurately, determine where the decimal belongs in the final product, and explain your thinking using place value and multiplication patterns. First, we're going to tap into what we already know, aka our prior knowledge. Then, we'll get into the lesson. And throughout the lesson, I'll be checking for your understanding. Now let's talk about the basics. In the 5th grade, you learn how to multiply multi-digit numbers. That means you learn how to multiply numbers like a 2 by 2 digit or a 3 digit by a 2 digit or maybe even larger numbers. As long as you know how to multiply multi-digit numbers, I believe you'll be able to multiply decimals. If you don't know how to multiply multi-digit numbers yet, luckily for you, I already have a video called Math 101 Multiplying Multi-Digit Numbers for Beginners. Pause this lesson, watch that video first, and then come back and try this lesson again. Now here's how I multiply decimals every single time. I use the 3M strategy. Move out, multiply, move in. No matter how big or small the numbers are, the steps stay the same. Now let's break it down. Step 1, move out. That means move each decimal all the way to the right until it reaches the end of the number. As you move the decimals, count how many places you've moved them. Keep track of the total number of moves from all numbers. Step 2, multiply. This means you're going to multiply like normal using the standard algorithm. And the standard algorithm means the same way that you learned how to multiply in the 4th or 5th grade. In this step, we're pretending the decimals are not there. Once again, if you need help with multiplying multi-digit numbers without decimals, go back and watch our Math 101 lesson first and then come back to this lesson. Step 3, move in. Once you find your product, start at the end of the number all the way on the right, move the decimal back in the same number of places you counted in step 1, and that's your final answer. That's it. Move out, multiply, move in. Now let's try some examples together. Example 1. We have 1.4 times 3. The first step is move out your decimals. So here we have 1.4. I'm going to move the decimal to the right one time, and I'm going to write that number down and circle it. For the number 3, we don't have a decimal, so therefore we didn't move the decimal at all, which means 0. I'm also going to circle that number. I'm going to add the two circled numbers together to get a total of 1, and that tells us how many times we need to move our decimal back in step 3. For now, I'm just going to keep this in its own little bubble. Step 2, multiply without any decimals. So when we move the decimal all the way out from 1.4, that gave us 14 times 3. We are lining up our numbers because that's how we learn how to multiply in the 5th grade. So first, you're going to do 4 times 3, and that's going to give you 12, and you're going to carry the 1, and then you're going to do 1 times 3, then add 1. So that's going to give you 4. Now 42 is not our final answer. Here we are at step 3, and step 3 says move in. How many times are we going to move the decimal in? 1 time. So we're going to start from the back of the number 42, and we're going to move the decimal in once, okay? So our final answer is going to be 4.2. Be sure to box in your final answer. Example 2, we have 2.3 times 1.2. Step 1, we're going to move our decimals out, and this time both of our numbers have decimals. For the first number, we only need to move it out 1 time, so I'm going to put 1, circle it. And the second number, we only need to move it out 1 time, so I'm going to put 1 and circle it. And now I'm going to add my circled numbers together to get 2. We're going to save that number for later. Now we're going to go into step 2 and multiply like normal. So that gives us 23 times 12. First, we need to multiply by the ones place. 3 times 2 is going to be 6, and 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Now I'm going to mark out the ones place because we've already used it. Now I'm going to multiply by the tens place. 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. Next, I need to merge my answers together. So that's going to give us 6, 7, 2. 276 is not our final answer. Step 3 says we need to move our decimal back in twice. So starting from the end of the number, I'm going to move it back in once and twice. Our final answer to 2.3 times 1.2 is 2.76. Be sure to box in your final answer. Check for understanding. If 43 times 12 equals 516, without calculating, what is 4.3 times 1.2? Pause the video and write your answer and explain using one complete sentence. Then press play to see my answer. Here's my answer. I would move the decimal out twice in total, then move it back in twice to get the answer 5.16. Example 3. We have 0.42 times 1.5. Step 1. Let's move our decimals out. For the first number, we have to move it out once and twice. So I'm going to put 2 and circle it. The second number, we just have to move it out once. 1, circle it, add them together, that equals 3. Let's save that number for later. Now, we're going to multiply like normal, and I am going to keep my 0 for 0.42. And then I'm going to multiply it by 1.5, which turned into a 15 without a decimal. Let's multiply like normal. 1's placed first. 2 times 5 is 10, carry your 1. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21, carry your 2. 0 times 5 is 0, plus 2 equals 2. Now I'm going to mark out everything that I've already used, including the 1's place. Multiply by the 10's place. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4, and 0 times 1 is 0. Merge all of our answers together. It's going to give us 0, 3, 6, and 0. 0630 is not our final answer. We need to do step 3 now and move the decimal back in 3 times. So I'm going to start from the right of my number and move it in 1, 2, 3. Our final answer is 0.630. That is the same thing as saying 0.63, because trailing zeros can be dropped. Be sure to box in your final answer. Example 4. We have 2.4 times 13.5. Step 1. Move the decimal out. We're going to move it out once here. Note it. And we're going to move it out once here. Note it. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Let's save that number for later. Lately, we've been multiplying in the same order that the equation was given. So for this problem, we would do 24 times 135. Now, thanks to commutative property, we can put the bigger number on top of the smaller number, because this way looks a little confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 135 times 24. Notice, all of my numbers are still in their correct place values, and commutative property says we can change the order when we're multiplying and still get the same answer. Shout out to whoever made that rule. Now, I'm going to multiply in silence. First, we're going to take 135 times 4. Now, I'm going to mark out everything I use, including the 1's place. Next, we're going to take 135 times 2. Now I'm going to merge our answers together. And 3,240 is not our final answer. We need to move our decimal back in twice. So 1, 2. Our final answer is going to be 32.40. And because we have a trailing zero, the answer can also be 32.4. Be sure to box in your final answer. Final check for understanding. A student solved 0.24 times 0.3 and got the answer of 72. What mistake did they make? Pause the video, explain the mistake, and find the correct answer, then press play to see my answer. This student only multiplied 24 times 3 and did not include their zeros and did not move their decimals in and out. The final answer is 0.072. And that's the end of today's lesson. If you like more practice, visit www.officialmathora.com and click the shop button to find our worksheets, or click on the games button to play our free review games. If this lesson helped you understand how to multiply decimals, give this video a like. Subscribe for more learning made clear, and comment a green heart if you made it this far. Bye, scholars!